Hi everyone. In this lecture, you will integrate the Kafka modules that you created previously to the microservice Twitter to Kafka service. The Twitter to Kafka service will send the tweet messages to Kafka and will use Kafka producer module to do that. It will also use Kafka admin module to create the Kafka topics and check if topics are created and schema registry is up and running. So let's return to service itself and add dependencies for Kafka admin and Kafka producer. We first need to add these dependencies to the main.xml file with project.version. After adding admin and producer dependencies for Kafka, let's create a package called init and then create an interface called stream initializer. In this interface, we will have a single init method. Let's then go and create the implementation package and add a class with name Kafka Stream Initializer. Here we will implement the stream initializer first and override the method init. We also mark this class as component and then create a log variable. We can now inject the required dependencies. We will inject Kafka config data as well as Kafka admin client. Let's then call Kafka admin client create topics method in the init method to create the required topics. And then call the check schema registry method to be sure that schema registry is up and running prior to starting our service. Finally, we can write an information log message mentioning topics with the name are ready for operations. We will then create a class to transform Twitter status object to Kafka Aura model we created in the previous lessons, which is Twitter Aura model. So let's go and create Twitter status to Aura transformer class. With component annotation and add a single method called getTwitterAuraModel with return type TwitterAuraModel and with parameter of type status from Twitter library. Then in the implementation, we will use the new builder method from the TwitterAuraModel class and set ID, user ID, text and create date properties from status object to TwitterAuraModel. We need to get time from created date fields of status object to convert it to long. Finally, we will call the build method and return the Twitter Aura model object. We can now go to Twitter Kafka status listener and change this class. We will add 3 fields here: Kafka config data, Kafka producer with long and Twitter Aura model key and value generic types, and finally the transformer class we just created. After injecting these fields, let's then change the onStatus method. First, I will change the log message to include topic name in the message, and then convert the status object to Twitter Aura model using transformer class. Finally, we will call the Kafka producer send method with topic name, Aura model, user ID, and Aura model itself as the parameters. Here for key, we used user ID from Twitter Avro model, and for message, we just sent the object Twitter Avro model. So we used user ID as key. That means we want to partition the data using the user ID field of Twitter Avro model object. That way the tweets that belongs to a user will be inserted to the same partition on the Kafka topic. Finally, I will open the Twitter to Kafka service application class and add the initializer we created here. First, we can actually delete these config data fields and remove it from the constructor also. And also I want to delete these log statements. And then let's just create a field of type stream initializer and add this to constructor to enable injection of this object. Finally, in the run methods, we will call the stream initializer init methods before the stream runner start method. If we open these init methods, it's an interface, and if we go to the implementation, we will see that here we are checking if Kafka topics are created and schema registry is up and running before actually starting streaming data from Twitter. Let's now run everything together. I will first check if anything is currently working on Docker using the docker ps command. There is no container running, as you see with the result of docker ps command here. Then we will run Kafka cluster YAML file that we created previously to run a local Kafka cluster. We can then check if our cluster is ready using Kafka cat commands -l -p options and giving the hostname and the port. As you see, we got a correct response from our local Kafka cluster. I will now run our Twitter to Kafka service application without enabling mock tweets. That means we want to see the real tweets. And if we check the logs on the console, we get the tweets from Twitter. And also, we are sending them as a message to Kafka using Twitter Kafka producer. To double check, let's again use Kafka cat command to examine the Kafka cluster and see the Kafka topic we created. As you can see from the result of Kafka cat, Twitter topic is created by our microservice. Then if we run the Kafka cat command with -c option, which means it will be a consumer now, and if we pass the Twitter topic as the topic name using -t option, in the Kafka cat command result, we will see the messages that we are sending to Kafka. Finally, let's stop the service and then change the enable mock tweets to true and run the application again. This time, we should be able to see the mock tweets. That means lorem ipsum text instead of real tweets in our Kafka topic. Alright, you really did a great job until here. We are almost done with this section. In the final lecture, we will create a Docker image from our microservice and run all the current components inside Docker. So I will see you in the next lecture.